Today in my lesson, I am introducing equivalent fractions to the third grade. Our learning standard is explain equivalence of fractions through reasoning with visual fraction models, compare fractions by reasoning about their size. Students also have the ability to click on the recording at the bottom of the screen.
Today we are learning about equivalent fraction.
Standard read to them. Moving on to my next slide, we will be looking at the hook. And students also have the audio to hit the instructional portion to listen to.
Imagine that you're at a birthday party and your favorite cake is being served. Would you rather have 2/10 of the cake or 1/5 of the cake? Take a moment to discuss with your elbow partner. After discussing with your partner, you may respond to the discussion board in a written form and explain your reasoning why you chose that answer, or you can do a voice recording and post to the discussion board why you chose your answer.
Okay, students will complete their answers by selecting the white box below. As we move on to our learning target, at the end of this lesson, we know we will be able to find equivalent fractions by using visual models. Next, students will have a video that will appear on their screen.
Today, we're going to talk about equivalent fractions. In just a minute.
I'm going to fast forward through.
Just a minute.
And students will have three
Multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number.
The students will have three interactive portions.
If you start with 1/2, you can multiply both numbers by 5. Can you think of 3 equivalent fractions?
Okay. We're going to move on to our interactive drawing worksheet.
For this activity, you're going to shade the second model exactly the same and determine the equivalent fractions on the worksheet.
Students have the option to complete this activity in either small groups or individually. We are now moving on to some guided practice. Since it's summer, we'll choose a beach theme. And I will choose to pause the game in between for questions, for discussions, just to track students' progress throughout the lesson. Today we have been working on explaining the equivalence of fractions through reasoning with visual fraction models and comparing fractions by reasoning about their size. You will now complete a poll. Think about what you learned today and how you learned it. Give an honest answer that reflects how confident you are after this lesson. The following options are: I feel very confident about equivalent fractions. I understand some of equivalent fractions, but I need more practice. I don't really understand equivalent fractions. I have some questions. I feel lost after learning about equivalent fractions. Students will select how they feel after reading the question, and then we will be concluding our lesson, and I hope you enjoy.